Hi guys, I'm Conscious Candace and I'm Skelly. And I'm so honored to have you here today. Even though you're probably watching because you've broken something or you know somebody that's broken something. If that's the case, welcome to the club. I started this channel mainly because I broke my ankle in September of 2024 and it was a life-changing experience. Besides just the physical recovery that you have to go through after an ankle break, there was a huge mental and emotional upheaval and transformation for me. And besides that, what I found really helpful along the journey was just watching different people's videos, reading about different people's experiences, and it just made the journey less isolating for me. So I thought, why not take everything that I've learned, everything that I've gone through, and share it with you guys? Even if it's not for applying in your life, but it really helps to just feel less isolated, right? It's a very, very, very isolating journey and it's very, very scary. And that's something that I hope to unpack and cover more in my channel. Now, before I go any further, I am not a medical professional. I'm just an unlucky damsel who managed to slip, twist her ankle, and fall right on top of it, okay? So before making any changes to your routine, please make sure to speak to a medical professional to get the right advice. Besides that, sit back, relax, and let's talk ankle breaks. Yeah. Yep, this is me. You're probably wondering how I ended up like this. This is the site of the injury, guys, of the accident. This is where I slipped and I fell. Paramedics came, checked me out, iced me up, elevated my foot. And I could say that's the most important thing you can do at this point. Elevate, ice, and make sure you immobilize that ankle as soon as possible. This is me. I had x-ray and yes, it confirmed the news. I had broken my tibia and fibula and I was booked for surgery for the next morning. Et voila, this is me the next day. So I had open reduction internal fixation, which is basically ORIF. And in summary, it's just a set of screws and pins that they put in you to keep the bone immobilized. Like I said, immobilization is so important. And that basically means to ensure that the bone does not move so that it starts healing. That's the most important part of this journey, is to basically make sure that the bone doesn't move around, because the bone will heal. One thing about your body, it will heal. But what state is it going to heal in? It really depends on how you treat your injury afterwards. Now let's talk healing. Now there are 5 stages to the healing process. The first one is hematoma, and this happens immediately, which is basically bleeding at the fracture site. Yes, your bone is alive and it's got blood pulsating through it. After that is inflammation, which we're all quite familiar with. This is basically where your body starts releasing cells, including stem cells, which basically start the healing process and form granular tissue. After that, after about 2 weeks, you then form a soft callus, which is a mix of soft bone and collagen. And that soft callus then gets hard and becomes a hard callus. And this is basically where it starts toughening up from a type 1 to a type 2. This is about 6 weeks. Remodeling then happens after this, where the woven bone gets replaced by a stronger bone. And this is basically where Wolff's Law starts applying, which is basically your bone gets affected by the stress you apply on it. So the more you stress it and the more you use it, it basically remodels the bone and strengthens it as you get along. And then obviously at this stage, your doctor will place you on a rehab routine, assign you to a physical therapist if need be, and you will then start learning to walk again and strengthening that bone. Now let's talk recovery. I will be going into this journey in a bit more detail, and this journey I mean recovery, where basically I've been discharged from hospital and I'm just facing things day to day. But in a nutshell, my recovery journey was comprised of a lot of elevation. Now, this picture that you see here is actually after I had my cast removed. So my cast was removed at about 10 days, and I didn't have to get any stitches removed because I had dissolvable stitches. So basically after that, I spent a lot of time elevating and icing, resting as much as possible. I did move house a week after my surgery, so I wasn't really able to rest as much in the beginning, but eventually I did focus a lot on recovery. And yes, I did put up my tree very early in the year. So after about 10 days in a cast, I was moved into a moon boot, which was pretty exciting because it meant that I could, start practicing walking again in some way. I will go into this part of my journey into more detail in the next video. But basically, I spent quite a lot of time on my crutches, just trying to walk on my moon boots. Now, I know you guys are wondering what's on my boots. It's just like a medical thingy cover because I don't really enjoy walking around the house in my moon boots. But then eventually, I also then started the gym, cycling. I was cleared for cycling. I then learned how to walk. I upgraded to one crutch, and then eventually I moved into a shoe. Guys, please don't judge me. I do not allow shoes in the house. So when I do wear shoes in the house, this is the situation. Eventually, this was the girl. She was walking like a normal person, walking stick just for that extra support. I will definitely go into this part of my journey, guys, in more detail because the learning to walk part of things is very intricate. I cannot summarize it in one little video. I'm gonna have to just like take you guys through the details and show you like step by step. Now guys, for today's video, I'm gonna stop it here because it's a lot of information. If you're going through this journey, what I can say to you right now is you're gonna be okay. Trust your medical professional, and also more than anything else, trust your body. You will heal. Like I've just covered in the beginning of this video, your bone can heal. Your bone is alive. It's a living, breathing organ like every other organ in your body. Like, can you believe it? There's like blood vessels running through there. When you break, it actually heals itself. So trust in your journey, rest as much as possible, get supplements. I'll cover that in another video as well. Eat well, drink lots and lots and lots of water, and yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to talking more and more and more about ankle recoveries. I'd love to hear more about your experience. What did you break? How's your journey? If you're still going through the journey, how's it going? How many weeks are you, months into the recovery? I'd love to learn more. I'd love to connect. Ultimately, I would love this to become just a community where we support each other and share our experiences and just remind each other that, you know what, you've got this. You're going to recover. There are those of us that are a little bit ahead of the journey. There are others that are way ahead of us in the journey. And it's always just a reminder for us to just like hang in there and trust in your body. Cheers.